So with this week's Hunter x Hunter episode, we get politics. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is a drastic shift in tone change from the last arc of the Chimera Ant arc. I mean, we had a lot of fighting going on in Morals of Humanity, but with this arc, the elections arc finally starting, we're getting politics, which is very different. It really is. It's a completely different arc than what we had last arc, and I like that. I'm really liking the setup and the start of this arc, because I love getting to see the perspective of this world's politics. For instance, the way they bring up all these different Zodiacs in this episode, 12 different Zodiacs that Netro selected to fall underneath him, and at the same time, he gave them specific Zodiacs, and they all decided to change their personalities or their outward appearance to be able to suit those specific Zodiacs, which was really cool, because I like how much they really respected Netro if they were willing to change their personality and all around their outward appearance, so I like that a lot. Now, from this episode, okay, mainly majority of this entire episode was politics. It's just pretty much the 12 Zodiacs sitting down in a room and talking about what the certain rules should be behind the next chairman. So I like that a lot. We get to see a glimpse of a bunch of different hunters we've seen through the course of this entire series. I mean, a bunch of old faces we haven't seen for, God, like 50 to 60 to 70 episodes. I mean, it's been a long time since we've seen some of these characters, so getting to see them once again in this episode really brought back probably a lot of fangasms for each individual characters of their fan bases. Now, one thing though, the animation was on point in this episode. It really was, and I like how they used that animation to really show the tone shifts in this episode. But one thing I do want to bring up that was really amazing and shocked me was Gene's entire ability to predict what the other Zodiacs would do before they even got there, before they even decide the rules for the next chairman. For instance, he played them like an actual politician and wrote down rules, talked to Bean, and at the same time said, if you do not like my rules, make sure you burn it or do not select it. But Gene pretty much said that he would fold his paper a specific way to where Bean would be able to find it inside of that bucket, and I like that a lot. I like how Gene just pretty much showed off his ability to predict the future. That's exactly what this episode shows, and it shows you he's very smart, but at the same time he has those type of tendencies like Gom, where he loves to have fun. We can clearly see that in this episode. He has that childish manner behind him with his personality that's very rough and serious. And hopefully we'll get more, I guess, the entire perspective of this arc focused at Jing instead of other characters. One thing, though, I do want to bring up about this, okay, is that we get to see Hisoka. One of my favorite characters of this series, Hisoka, my fucking boy, is back. He's fucking back. Oh my god. And really, he starts off by already trying to pick fights as soon as he gets introduced in this arc. For instance, he starts measuring up everybody that's coming in to put in their votes for the next chairman. He's like, 85 points, 25 points, 95 points. I'm like, oh my god. So pretty much at this standpoint, he was only there just to look at the different people and to see who he wants to fight next. And I'm guessing the reason why he wanted to talk to Jing is because he wanted to fight Gon's father and at the same time talk to him about Gon. I like that a lot. It really is cool, and hopefully Hisoka will play a major role in this arc also, because it clearly seems like he had no idea anything was going on with the ants at all. He was completely brain dead when it came to that entire aspect. He's like, oh my god, really? And he was actually shocked by the factor that Gon and Killua were in critical condition and they were about to die. And I like that. I really like that. It shows that he's probably going to figure out a way to try to save them both, and he might play a major aspect and role into this arc of saving Gon in his critical condition. But there's one major plot reveal in this episode that shocked me, and I'm like, what the fuck? How do we not see that? Illumi actually announces in this episode that there is another brother younger than Killua. That is very shocking. It really is. Now, exactly why has this brother never been shown to us to begin with? Why? See, there's a lot of questions right there, because it seems from the preview of next episode that brother is really crazy, like, loves blood. It just seems like that. I mean, the entire house, I'm guessing, Killua's family is assassins, but you gotta think about this in a certain way, though. I mean, why would they choose to hide that specific brother? I mean, there's a lot of questions there. So, overall, this episode was good. It had so much to it, so much content that really, you had to stare at the screen and really pay attention to every single freaking subtitle, because if you didn't, you would have missed a very important aspect, and there was a lot of foreshadowing going on in this episode that I liked. Now, one thing though, I dislike that rat. That rat, you know, the Zodiac rat, I forget his name, but that rat dude, oh my god. What we found out about this entire episode is that ever since he became the vice chairman, Hunter started disappearing and going missing a lot more. It increased by tenfold compared to how it used to be at 0.6%, and now it's like at 6%. So it shows you that this dude that was the vice chairman is a very corrupt person. Even though Netero handpicked all these different Zodiacs to follow underneath him, he clearly could not tell that some of these people were evil, or their own different aspects of them that were really bad. I mean, why would Netero choose someone like that rat if he is actually killing off people or causing hunters to go missing? That's the big question right there, because the way the Zodiacs bring that up this episode, it just shows you that there's corruption going on in these Zodiacs. For instance, the rat, the reason why probably hunters are going missing is because they probably were trying to stop him from going higher up in the rankings to get to eventually a chairman. We can see his personality really fleshed out in this episode, and hopefully we'll find out more about his straight-out motives. He'll probably play a major role in this series later on. But the first things first, though, I do want to say, I love this beginning of this arc. It's a great setup. It's great into the politics of the Hunter x Hunter series, and hopefully it continues this type of aspect, because it's definitely a change of pace from what we have seen so far from this series, and I like it. So overall, everybody, tell me your thoughts about this episode. Did you enjoy it? Did you hate it? What's your favorite moments about it? And what do you feel was the most impactful scene in this entire episode? And what do you feel about that ending reveal of finding out that Killua has a younger brother? Let me know in the comments below. Love all of you so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Be safe. Chibi out.